Hello once again. I've been getting a lot of inquiries on my transparent clocks and how I actually make them. It's not a big secret, but sometimes I like to keep some things to myself, as I'm sure all themers tend to do. But I'm going to show you how to basically make a basic transparent clock. Now, looking at this one here, it looks quite nice. It's quite transparent. You can see the clouds in the background, and it really is quite attractive on the home screen. So we're going to use the tutorials that I talked about before with the Sense 5 and Sense 5.5, and basically we're going to start with a new palette or new canvas, and we're going to stay with all the dimensions I mentioned before. The width is going to be 480 pixels. The height is going to be 442 pixels. And the background contents, you can make it anything you want, white background color or transparent. I tend to use transparent mostly. Now that's the palette that we're going to be using. Now I'm going to be using the rectangle selection tool here, or the rounded tool. And I'm going to reduce the size of the clock slightly, so I have a 1 pixel border around the edge. So I'm going to change the width to 478, and I'm going to change the height to 440. Now the radius is the curve around the rectangle, and you can make it bigger or smaller. It really is up to you. I wouldn't go anything bigger than, let's say, 40 pixels. Then it gets a bit too round. 20 seems to be okay. And then I'm going to click the arrow over here, and then Control A, and I'm going to center it into the middle here, and Control D. Now, for the transparency, it all starts with the advanced blending. If you reduce the fill all the way down to 0, then go ahead and make your clock panels that way. You'll have a nice transparent clock. You can adjust that to 5% or 10 or 15. I like to use between 0 and 5. Now you can do any kind of layer style first. It's totally up to you. I tend to start with the gradient overlay, and I like to use one that has a bit of color, and from there I'll select that one there. The blend mode, you can do anything you want. Overlay, lighten, luminous is a good one, so I'll choose that one. The style, I'm going to do reflected, and I'm going to change the angle to 180, and then I'm going to reduce it to about, well, let's go with 10, so you can barely see it. But on the clock, you'll actually see the blend, which is nice. Then I'm going to go into stroke, and I'm going to use inside. The size, you don't want it too big. 2 is probably good. Blend mode, soft light. Now there are 3 different things you can do: color, gradient, or pattern. I like to use gradient, and something a bit darker. And style, I'm going to use shape burst. Angle, I'll bring that up to 90. It's not really important on this one. And I'm going to reduce that to about 45. Then from there, I'm going to go into an inner shadow. I'm going to change the color to something a bit more neutral, gray. I'm going to change the blend to a soft light. The distance, I don't want it outside of the box, so I'm going to keep it at 0. Choke, I'm going to bring into about 15, in size 25. Now you could notice that it's slightly on the edge, nothing too serious. And the angle to 90. Now you could go ahead and do a bevel. It really depends on you. The depth, 100, 200 is fine. Nothing more than that. Size, we can go to 15. Now to soften it or to make it smooth, I'll bring that up to about 8. Keep that at 90. Bring this angle to 90 as well. Now I'm going to reduce the highlights. Make that one 35 and make that one 45. And basically that's all I'm going to do for transparent clock. Now we're going to go ahead and cut it. Control Alt C. Remember to anchor at the top. Bring in the pixels. Now remember the height for the top is 222. And go ahead and you cut that and you save it in the BTS. And after that, Control Z, Control C, and we're going to cut the bottom to pixels of 220. And once you're done that, you go ahead and save that. And when you're finished, you'll have something like this right here. Okay, stay tuned and I'll show you how to do something else.